Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be covering 3 awesome build tutorial ideas you can do using the new Nana Village set in LEGO Fortnite. Starting off with this Beach Bar Pavilion, we've got the juicers on deck, so if you need to quench your thirst with slap juice, we've got you covered. Next up, we're going to be doing this custom jukebox stand where you can play all of your favorite jam tracks while you build things out. And last but not least, we've got the Nana swing. This thing swivels so fast your friends are going to be super dizzy, so be careful with that one. Anyways, that's enough of me yapping. Let's go ahead and get right into the builds. Okay, so aside from finding a nice flat beachy area here, what we're going to do is go into our build menu and we're going to do the filters here. We're going to filter to the Nana jungle because majority of the parts that we're going to be using are going to be in this set. So let's do that first. It's going to make things a lot easier. So first up, we're going to go into supports under the pillar section. We're going to grab this Nana log pillar here. And what we're going to do is we're actually just going to set one down just like this. We're going to leave that one all by itself before we put on the roof. And we're going to move over into the roof section, and we've got the Nana leaf roof corner. Now this is the 16 by 16 by 6. We're just going to go ahead and stack this right on top here, and we're going to place one down just like that. And then we're going to go back to our pillars. We're going to stack this one right next to it and just snap it in right there. Next, grab the Nana leaf roof 3, and we're going to go ahead and snap it right in here up towards the front. And then we're going to grab another one of these leaf roof corners and do the same thing. We're just going to snap this on the corner here. And then we're going to continue this around. So we're going to use the same 2 pieces until we have a complete oval. So we're going to do another leaf roof 3. And we're going to grab another one of the corners. And just continue this pattern until we make our way all the way around. And then you'll see here too, we're going to go back to these log pillars that we were using previously. And we're just going to pretty much put them in the same position we have the first ones in, and we're going to do it on both sides. And so the position for these, you're just going to snap them right here on the ends. And the other thing to notate too is you'll see there's that little kind of support overhang there on that log. You're going to want to have that hanging towards the inside. So just let's add a couple more of these around the outside here. So now we have this hole up top that we have to cover up. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to start by grabbing the Nana roof cap 4. And we're going to put this, we're going to put one here. And we're going to create a little gap here. Now you'll see in a little bit why this gap becomes important. So we're just going to leave a 2 stud gap just like that. And then we're going to do the same thing here, leaving that 2 stud gap. And then we can go on over to the roof cap 1. We're just going to snap these on the ends here, just like that. Now in decorations, we're going to go under the hangings here. This is the Nana jungle peely. And we're going to put one right on the center of the roof here. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite end. And then we're going to do the same thing here on the sides. We're going to do it right on the center of these pieces. And then here's where those gaps came into play. So we're going to go to lighting. And these Nana jungle sconces are really cool. They give off a very nice light. We're going to just tuck these right behind the center bananas that we put up. We're going to do the same thing right here. Now, the cool part about these little gaps is they allow the lights to actually light up the roof. And then when we drop down underneath here, this is actually going to light up underneath the bar area. We're going to grab these Nana roof ends. We're actually going to place 2 of these down. And the goal with these is just to make sure that they're good in center, both from the front to back and the left to right. So let's get 2 of those on there just like that. And then you can just check by looking here to make sure that these Nana heads here are in the center all the way around. Now we're going to go back to our decoration section here, this time under sculptures. And we're going to grab the Nana jungle gong. We're going to place one on both the right and left sides, just in front of that yellow trim that goes around the roof. Now it's time to build our bar counter, and we're going to grab the Nana jungle counter and the counter corners here. Now the correct positioning for these is we actually want to make these basically up against the pillars there, and with having the outside edge kind of lined up the way you're seeing it now, and we're going to nudge it back 2 spaces. So you're going to want basically 2 nudges of a gap, and then we're going to start by building the corners out. So once you have the first one down, we're going to place down a corner, and then we're going to continue these around. Now the important detail here is the little spikes hanging off the end, you want to have facing outward. You don't want to have them facing towards the inside. And we're going to put 3 of these, or actually I think, let's see, 4 of these down towards the front. And then we're going to put another corner in here and start wrapping towards the back. And we're going to basically continue to put these in. Now once you get, let's see, that'd be 1, 2, 3, you get 4 of them in here as well. We're going to go back to the corner, and we're just going to repeat this process. Now the only difference here is towards the back side of this, we're going to leave an opening. So we're going to leave that there. Actually, what you can do to get your opening is we're going to put 2 of these in. We're just going to continue it. And then here we'll do another corner. And then for your opening, you're just going to break out the center 2. Just like that. And then just continue until you have the entire thing completed. Now what you can do is just dress it up by putting a bunch of stools around the countertops here, and just figure out whatever amount and spacing looks best to you. I'm personally using the ancient round stools here from the Shogun Palace set. You can unlock these by upgrading your Frostlands Village in survival. There's a ton of other options here, but the Nana seats, in my opinion, don't really suit this build, so I kind of stayed away from those ones. Now let's go ahead and add some more of these Nana sconces here. We're going to put them on our supports. We're going to have them, they don't sit center, so we're actually going to have these a little bit further towards like the outside edge rather than the inside edge, and we're going to put these on all the pillars here. Now another cool thing we can do here is we can go into our decorations under the rugs, and we can place these little peely rugs here right in the middle, and we could flip them opposite of each other just like that. And then another cool thing you can do is if you want to add a little bit more here, we can add a couple of these rugs on the sides just like this. And there are a handful of different rugs that you can even place up in the corners here, like these banana ones that we have, as well as some of the other sets. You don't have to stick to this one, but I find that putting these in the corners like this actually look kind of cool and fit this design very, very well. Now the other thing I did to add a design here is put some garden plots in and planted some banana trees. Now these take a little bit to grow, but all you need to do is open up the garden plot, plant a few bananas in here. We've got them in all 4 corners as well as in the center of our support posts. All right, so what kind of party spot would this be if we didn't have a juicer? So we're gonna grab 2 juicers actually. We're gonna set them right up here on the countertop in between our support posts. Now you can get 2 of these up there pretty comfortably, and it looks pretty balanced and good. You can actually access these even though they're up there. So definitely recommend putting them in there or some other place of your choice. Now, if you are playing in survival mode, one of the other things I suggest too is you could create some shelving units in between these 2 posts here. Now, what works very well is this 2x16x2 palatial support. Now, you can drop this down just above your bar counter there. And then from here, what we can do is go on over into the floor section. You can really use any floor piece of your choice as long as it matches well. So let's just grab the 16x2x1 acres thin floor, and we're just gonna extend this off the front end of that. And now you can go into any one of your like chests or kind of storage units that you would like to put in. These small chests don't have a lot of space, but they do fit the aesthetic best. But if you want a ton, you could set some grand chests on top of here as well. I think you can actually get 2 of these up here. So feel free to put that up there to store away all of your juices and things that you get from your juicer. Now for some directional building, we're actually gonna go into our toys here. We're gonna grab a pressure plate. Now we're gonna stack this as far over to the backside as we can. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to go back to the Nana Jungle stuff under the roof section, and we're going to grab this banana top here. This is the banana roof cap. We're going to aim this at the pressure plate right there towards the corner, and we're going to nudge this over till we're center on the roof there. Now once that's in, you can actually hop up if you're in sandbox or use some stairs to take away your pressure plate. But now we've got this cool little design hanging down. Now it is a little low, however, your Lego character's head is not going to hit that, so you don't really have anything to worry about. If you don't like the way this looks, go ahead and knock that out. So we can also create these cool little like banana fans here, and I just placed them on these little brown elbows here underneath the roof of our pavilion. And then from here, what you could do is we're gonna head on over into the decorations. Looks like I need to pop my filter back on. But once we're in decorations, you go to rugs. You have these little Nana Jungle banana things. We could actually put these positioned just like this and rotate them, and they actually make some really cool ceiling blades. So let's just go ahead and add these to all of our swivels. Now we're gonna build our custom Nana Jukebox section here. The way we're gonna do that is we're gonna go into our floors and get the 16x2x1 Nana Thin Floor 3. We're gonna stack 3 of these up just like that. And we're gonna go to utilities where we have our jukebox. We're gonna line this up against the back right there, and we're gonna nudge it forward 1 space. And we're gonna go ahead and place that down just like that. Now we're gonna take garden plots that are in our utility section there under village, and we're gonna place them flush with the back side of these floor pieces. We're gonna put one there, and then from here we're gonna nudge this just until we're lined up with the second piece of our floor there. You can see there's only 1 thin floor in front of it. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And then from here, we're just gonna go into our bananas and we're gonna deposit one in each one of these plots and let them grow. Now let's grab a support. As long as it's a 2x2x12, we're gonna be totally fine. In this case though, if you do have friendly neighborhood, there is a awesome, it's called wooden detail column. We're gonna place any one of those of our choice right here up in the corners of these two, where these two plots meet up here. So let's go ahead and get those in. And then from there, what we're gonna do is we're gonna stay in this same menu under supports. We're gonna find beams though. You can use any beams you have available, whichever one you think looks best. Let's use a free part, which is the palatial support beams. These actually look really good. And we're just gonna get this centered up above our jukebox there, and we're gonna put two of them across just like that. Now from here, we're gonna go back to the jungle sconces that we used before. I absolutely love these lights, so we're using them all over the place. We're gonna place them just above that column off to the left-hand side there. We're gonna do one on the opposite end as well. And then from here, we can go over into the decorations over, where is it here? The wall decorations under hangings. We're gonna take this jungle peely that we use on our roof, and we're gonna stack it right on top of the jukebox. And we're gonna nudge it back until it's red, and then we're just gonna nudge it forward one until it's green. This should rest right on the back of that, which is a really cool detail. So back to lighting we go. This time we're actually going to use the Nana Jungle stand. And the way we're going to position these is just going to be right towards the outer edge of the plot there. We're going to put one here, and we're going to do one on the exact same position on the other side. So it's basically going to be that little tiny banana peel, brown peel at the bottom there is just like slightly hanging off the side. Next, make our way to supports, where we'll find this Nana column 1. Now the idea for this one is we're gonna line it up with the back of the plots there, and we're gonna nudge it back 3 spaces. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're gonna place it down, and then we're gonna go to roof section. And the bottom here under other, we have a Nana pillar cap. Now this is a piece that's like one of the last things you unlock. So if you don't have that, you could go with one of the other things you could add, maybe like one of these Nana roof ends or something else that you have your choice on there. But I think this looks really good from the front because the little flame peeks right up over above Peely's head there. And then lastly, what you can do is go over into the plant section and use any one of these, to be honest. But personally, I like these zesty fern planters that came with the tomato temple. We're just gonna put them in the corners here, just making sure that the leaves are rotated and pointing towards the outside edge. It doesn't have to be this one, just use an 8x8x1, that's all you really need. And we're gonna grab the controllable swivel from our toy section. We just wanna make sure that that's placed down good and center on our floor. Let's get this granite piece out of the way. And from there, in our support section, we're actually gonna find this Nana column here. This is the 6x6x12. We're just gonna make sure that this is good in center on top of our swivel. Now you can make this as tall as you want. 2 is a good height, but let's go ahead and make this thing like, I don't know, let's make this thing 4 in the air, why not? We're in sandbox, so we can fly. Now from here, we're gonna fly all the way up, and we're going to grab the Nana roof cap, which is going to be in our roof section. We're gonna place it there. And then we're also, from the same roof section here, the Nana leaf roof corner. We've been using that on some of the other builds as well. Now this one's a little bit tricky because the angle you have to get on this, it actually won't snap in. Normally it snaps in right here, but you need the centerpiece to be touching down on this part. So you're gonna have to mess around here. What I suggest doing is get a good height above it and then just kind of like nudge it back. And then once you get it here, you're just gonna kind of like slowly lower it until it turns green. And then from here, we're gonna nudge it over. We want this in like the back quarter of that circle there. So once you've got it in that back quarter, go ahead and snap it in. And we're gonna put 3 more pieces around, almost like an umbrella here at the top. So then once we got these in, we are going to go up top here and grab, actually, so these aren't all the pieces. We need 1 more roof piece, and that's actually going to be, hold on, let's put the filter back on. That's gonna be this one right here, the Nana roof cap 1. Then we're gonna place this Nana roof cap 1 right here to cover that up. And then we're gonna come on down here. Now, obviously in survival, you're gonna have to be using some stairs and stuff like that. We're gonna build stairs up anyways to get onto the actual seats. But we're gonna do the Nana log pillar. Again, if you don't wanna use this one, you can use any other one of your choices, like the 2x2x12. And then we're just gonna put these on all 4 of these little sides here. Let's put another one there. And then another one right here. Now the key here is to just make sure that they're all on the center of this like piece here underneath the roof there. And you want to make sure that it's also kind of like flush with the outside edge. You don't want this hanging out or hanging in a little bit. And then from there, you could leave them up that high if you really want to, but if you're doing it this height, I suggest maybe putting like 2 of them on there. So we're gonna stack another set of these underneath the current ones that we put up. So go around and do that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go over into our floor pieces here, and we're gonna grab an 8x2x1 thin floor. We're using the Nana thin floor here, and we're actually gonna snap these on the front. We're gonna put 2 of them together, and these are gonna basically act as like a little like platform for our benches that we're gonna be putting on. So let's just go ahead and stack these on here on all 4 of the posts. And then there's actually, so once we go back into our build section here, we're gonna go to furniture under like the chairs, but you're gonna find this Nana jungle bench, and you can set these right on top. Just make sure that they're not hanging over the front of that and that they're center on these platforms. And we're just gonna go around each section here and just place one down. Now this is gonna be able to sit 2 people at a time. I've not tested this build out with people actually sitting on the seats other than myself, but once you've got those in, now we can just set our control up here, and we're just gonna take a thin floor piece and connect it to the base platform. And now I recommend at this point maybe like 3 or 4 if you really want to see what's going on with it, maybe even 5 because this one's so tall. And then from here, all you really need to do is go back into toys, and we're going to take a driver's seat. We're going to slap this thing down on here, hop on in, and then you can go ahead and have this thing turn. If you enjoyed today's tutorial, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the other LEGO Fortnite content that I have and will be releasing in the future. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Haskins is signing off. I will catch you all in the next one.